Environmental losses this year alone will exceed $314 billion, according to OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Unless disaster risk is managed more successfully, this figure will continue to rise. The Philippines is a country working constantly to adapt to climate change issues and ever-increasing weather extremes.
The Philippines is a highly vulnerable nation in the most vulnerable region, which is the Asia-Pacific. And as a developing nation that bears the brunt of extreme weather events and the adverse impacts of climate change, of more than 20 typhoons a year, aside from the droughts, aside from the storm surge and tsunamis, and the half of our population living in poverty, we know that it's not just the Philippines, it's many other countries, and other countries are probably far worse off than us. But the issue of climate justice is so important, and we know that in this COP, it is so important that we define and operationalize loss and damage. While developed nations don't want to hear the term compensation, but among the 10 highest emitters in the world, US, Canada, the EU, etc., 10, they comprise 70% of total GHG emissions. The Philippines, as you know, is a 1/3 of 1%. So adaptation is so important. That's my message. And adaptation that the country of 100 million people must do can also be done in the Marshall Islands, in Bangladesh, even in China. So adaptation is so important. But we cannot keep on adapting and adapting while the developed nations keep on polluting and polluting and polluting. The way it is, we're going into a 3 degrees or 4 degree world. You know, we're batting for a 1.5 degree world. That means to at least double the NDC pledges. Difficult? Yes, it's difficult. But who caused it? So those who caused it must deliver on their pledges. It's about time, as the young activists on the streets say, that we stop talking and we just implement urgent climate action.